Hi everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to show you what I've been up to. Thank you all for coming. I love showing off my makes, and I love that you come and watch me every week to see it. Yeah, you can find me on social media as Anaya's Toy Box on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, and Ravelry. Alright, so my son is here. I'm going to show you what I've been up to. The first one is the vest. I'm not going to bother standing up. I'm going to pop up a picture here. I took some pictures yesterday. I'll pop up a picture here of me wearing it. And I'm happy. It's finally done. It is one of, I guess I'll pop that picture here. Am I squished in between pictures right now? Yeah. I can't tell. But anyways, it was one of the projects that I said I want to finish within a year and a half. Last January, and so it's done. I'm so happy it's done. All right, so it was a very fast make, especially compared to the last sweater I made. I don't like this. I don't like how in the picture it's not sticking up. For me it is. I don't like it. This is I decided when I had put the button up here like it is on the picture, it was even more sticking up, so I put it down to the side so it doesn't stick up quite as much. But beyond that, I like everything about it. It's really, really nice. I used up 2 skeins of Premier Basics in the colorway Buff and 1.5 skeins of Premier Sweet Rose Fruits. Sweet Rose Fruits in the colorway Plum to finish this thing. And I'm sure you've seen the picture of me wearing it. I'm not going to stand up, but that's what I did, and I am so happy with it, and I'm so happy. It looks good, except for the collars. I don't know. I think once I become better at making wearables, I'll learn to adjust things as I go to make sure it looks good. But yeah, it's done, and I am going to pause the video right now to take it off because it's hot. Okay, so I'm back. I wish my clicker had a pause button, then you wouldn't have to see my finger like that. So I do have quite, more finished objects than last time. And the second thing I finished was the basket. Last time I showed it to you, I was up to here. I know I just made the handles. And I was like out of scrap yarn, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but at the end what I decided was to wait. And I waited, and I got scraps. This was the buff from the sweater. Some of it was the buff from the sweater. Some of it is, from the hexies I'm making, the leftover yarn. It didn't take too long of a wait to have enough yarn to finish this off, but I finished it off. It is done. It is in my done thing. So inside this basket, I have these. These are, I think they're called hot pads. They're, I'm showing the wrong one first. They're called hot pads, I believe. They're, you put your hot pots on it after you, when you're eating, or your hot dishes on it. So I made, this is sideways. I made 3 of them. This is using Lion Brand Re-Up cotton, and in the colorway Sunflower. I have finished it, but I didn't weave in the ends. I'll do that soon. It is using Crystal Bagaude's feather stitch pattern, and it is a really nice thick stitch. I'm hoping it'll do the job. But yeah, so this is what I have. I made, I don't have too much 4-weight cotton. I mention that all the time. Yeah, it's funny. He's reading a book beside me. I mention it all the time that I don't have too much 4-weight cotton, so I didn't have enough to make 3 of one color. So I looked in what I had and took out colors that I hope are complementary. So this is a Re-Up cotton that I bought just because I wanted to try it out a long time ago, and I never did. So I made this one up. Then I made this one up. This is Premier Home in the colorway Lime Green, and I won this yarn from Heather, the Crochet Witch Heather, a while ago when she was, she was destashing stuff and she was having giveaways. So I thought these 2 colors would look good together. But to make sure that people know it's a set. I made this one. This cream color is also yarn that I won from Heather, and it is Lion Brand Kitchen Cotton, and it is the colorway Vanilla. And so what I decided to do, like this Lion Brand Kitchen Cotton had the least amount of yarn. The Lion Brand Re-Up had the second least amount of yarn, and the most was this. So what I decided to do was I was going to put in stripes of the other two colors in, just so you could see that it's a set, like that. So I put stripes of the green, I put stripes of the yellow. Again, I chose the stripes, like how many, there's 2 rows of the green here, and then 2 rows of the green down here, 2 rows of the yellow here, and they're chosen in that order just because I had more green yarn left over than I did yellow. So I was like, well, maybe just do 1 row of the yellow. Oh, well, 2 rows of the yellow instead of too much. So this is my set. I am going to use it, start using it soon, that I made with, you know, I'm always about make with what you have. I could have ordered some more of any of these colors, I think. Well, I don't know about the Kitchen Cotton, and I've never seen that on sale. But I could have ordered more of the Premier, I think. I could have ordered more of the Lion Brand Re-Up. But instead, I decided I'm going to make them complementary colors because, you know, it's fun to use your yarn and give it some love. And also to mix and match and to see what type of thing you'll get out of it. All right, so also I just already took this out of my basket. Actually, this doesn't go here yet. I'll tell you later. My last finished object is this little bunny. I used to use, this is the pattern by Tiny Mini Designs. She used to be, I don't remember what her name was, but a long time ago when I started crocheting and there wasn't so many patterns out there, especially not free ones, she had a free pattern in her blog, and it was in Turkish. I know it was in Turkish because I translated it. So it was hard. I used Google Translate. They didn't know what single crochet was. So then I found out there was this place that you could go to where you could see guides of what type of stitches in different languages. And I went and I found that guide and blah, blah, blah. Long story short is that I translated the pattern from Turkish to English, and I loved it. And I used it all the time. I have it in Word. Since then, she has translated it, and in her vlog, she's also changed her name. In her vlog, you can get it in English, and I'll link it down below. I used my Word pattern that I had typed up from when I translated it. So, sorry, washing machine. Again. Yeah, so I translated it. I used my translation and I looked for it later so I could link it for you guys. This is the bunny. She used to call it Chubby Bunny, but now it's called something else. But the link will be down below. You'll be able to get to it. I made this. This used to be my absolute favorite bunny pattern. In fact, what I was doing at that time, before I grew bored of it, was looking for basics. Like, this is my bear pattern, or this is my bunny pattern. And whenever I want to make a bunny pattern, this is the pattern I'm going to make. And this was my bunny pattern, and I've made plenty of them. But I thought I'd try again, and frankly, after years of not making it, and after years, I still like the bunny. Hopefully it won't last for too long. Okay, yeah. Good. It doesn't seem like the sirens are going to continue. Living near a hospital means we hear lots of sirens. Anyways, this was my basic, like, if I'm going to make a bunny, I was going to make this. So I have made plenty of these. I have given away plenty of these to any baby in my life at that time. And I haven't made it in years. And so I thought I'll make it again and see if I love it just as much. I do love it. It is really nice. Not just as much, though. There are other nice patterns for bunnies out there. But I had fun making it. I did adjust it, so I crocheted on the legs and the arms, and then I did regret not adjusting it on the head and just working up from foot all the way up with no sew, but anyways, at the end I ended up sewing it. I put these blue eyes. I used the leftover yarn that I had because I had bought 3 skeins of the plum yarn, the Sweet Rose Plum for the vest. Excuse me. And I used up the leftover yarn for that. I'm just going to take a little break and I'll tell you more about it. I'm just going to get some water. Okay, I'm back. All right, so this bunny, it used to be my go-to bunny pattern. I used to make it all the time. I think I already said that. I used up 1.5 skeins of yarn. This is a big bunny. I put it next to the bunny I designed, and I made it with blanket yarn, and it is taller than that from foot to ear, tip of the ear. It didn't take too long to make, but look, you can see next to my face how big it is. I do like it. I like it a lot, but it's not going to be my go-to bunny pattern. There are lots of great bunny patterns out there. Yeah, it is cute though. I don't mind the stripes on the arms and fact that they don't match. I don't mind it on the legs. I don't mind it on the body, but on the head, I keep trying. I keep trying to like striped yarns on amigurumi. I keep looking at well, this one was partly because I want to use up the yarn, but I keep looking at that yarn and saying it's so beautiful, it must make a beautiful bunny or bear or whatever. And anyways, it looks like a bandit. And from far you can't even see the eyes because it's the darkest color where the eyes fell. But whatever, I think it is cute. I think that if this stripe had been here, I didn't color control, by the way. If this stripe had been here, then I would like it a lot better because from far, you can't see the eyes. You just see a little stripe. But it's still cute. I still like it. And that is my last FO. This bunny is getting a lot of interruptions, isn't it? I just wanted to say, the last thing I wanted to say about this is I used up the yarn that was gifted to me by Linda, Just a Crochet Sister. Thank you, not the yarn, the stuffing. Thank you so much, Linda. She gave me stuffing for my amigurumi, and everything that you have been seeing since September has been using her stuffing. And I used the last one that I used it up on, like that is wholly from the stuffing that she used. She gave me was the boy that I'm going to show later on. But both the arms and the legs are filled with Linda's stuffing. Thank you again, Linda. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that, let you know. And because you know what? I need to take notes. I really, really need to take notes. Because I do stuff and then I forget to tell it. And then I come back, watch the video, and I'm like, oh, I didn't say it. So I'm popping in right now just to say thank you, Linda. You're amazing. Thank you for the stuffing. So yeah, I have my whips now. I did have 2 days off of work because we followed the DOE calendar, and so I did get some stuff done. So here is the boy. I'm not going to put the picture up again, but if you remember, I had a picture up here of all the projects I wanted to finish. I was committed to finish because I had paid for them at some point. This is one of them. This is the boy. His name, the pattern name is, I think, Crochet Boy with Horse. I've decided I don't want to make the horse, so I'm not going to make the horse. But I did finish making his arms. Oh, that was the wrong leg. I did finish making his arms and legs. I have stopped because I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth after work to make eyes. I don't. So here is a leg. And here is an arm. Now these two were the reason I bought this pattern, because I wanted to know how to do it. Since then, had learned how to do it. And so I never ended up making the pattern. But these are a reason I made it. I bought the pattern and I'm finally making it. So this is what I have so far. This is a big yarn eater as far as amigurumi goes, because usually with the skin I usually use 2 dolls per skein of yarn, but this one, it used up more than one, even with me changing underwears. Even with me changing underwears, it used up more than one, no, about one skein of yarn. I still have a nose to make with this yarn, and then I'll be able to put that yarn away, and there's very little left. There's enough for the nose. I just dropped an arm. This is all I have left. It's Paint Box. Sorry, I'm picking up the arm. This is Paint Box DK in the colorway Light Caramel. I need to work on his clothes. I need to sew this up, give him a face. Maybe I'll do that today. Give him eyes and the eyes and the mouth, and make the nose and sew it on. And once I do that, I could start working on his clothes. And his clothes shouldn't take too much time. But that's what I have left to do for him. So that's the boy with the crochet horse, or the horse. I don't remember its name, but it will be linked down below. All right, the next project I want to show you. This project. This is the Kaleidoscope top. It is a top. It is a free pattern on Hobie, and I am using Hobie yarn, just not the recommended Hobie yarn. I am using Go Handmade bamboo tencel, and this yarn is 40% tencel and 60% bamboo. It is super soft, super soft. It is a 2-weight yarn, and the pattern is a lot of counting, and that's not why I'm saying this pattern. It's the yarn. I'm not saying anything bad about Hobie, but boy did I get a bum. Okay, here I was. This is where I was last time I showed it to you. I was looking for the stitch marker all this time. I got a bum skein of yarn. It's got, like, it's cut inside, and it keeps tangling onto itself. And when you're already cutting, counting, like, you have to count all the time in this. When you're counting so much, and then you have to stop and untangle yarn, it's like, oh. But this is what I have so far. This is going to be for my daughter. She will wear it with a tank top. Part of me, like, as I'm working it up, I'm like, am I really making this for a preteen? I am, but she will wear it with a tank top. But here's what it looks like. Yeah, so really the biggest thing about this is the yarn. I think I'm not almost finished the yarn. This is how much I have. I had lots of yarn barf last time. Look, you can see there's an end right here, and then there's another end right here. And sometimes as I'm pulling out the yarn, which hopefully you know how going to happen here, it tangles up with those. Now that I pulled out so much of it, because before it was inside the skein, I pulled out so much of it, hopefully it won't tangle anymore because the ends are outside. Hopefully. But this is a really bad skein of yarn that I got from Hobie. That's not to say that all skeins of yarn from this will be like that, because I have no problem with this skein, which I am working on right now. This one is very smooth. It works very nice. No complaints. It's this one with all its cut yarn that's bothering me. And hopefully I don't have another one like that in here. Wouldn't that suck? Anyway, so that is my Kaleidoscope top. It is in this bag. I don't always remember to show off my bags, but this is my Fancy Boy Designs friend's bag. My dabbling cook bag. All right, so then the next one that I am going to show you is I forget what it's called. You know what? I've been like saying, I don't remember what it's called for the boy, and I have it right here next to me. It's called Boy with Horse. Yeah, okay. By Crochet Doll Patterns. And this is the Orly shawl. It will be linked down below. It is a paid for pattern by Sarah K. Hartman that I got off Etsy. And I am using my Darn Good yarn for this. I have used up one skein. This is from my subscription box that I restarted recently because they have now 3 skein boxes. Before, what was happening was I was just collecting the yarn because I didn't know what to do with it. It came in one skein and I was like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? And I'd be matching it, and I did match it with some other stuff, and I have one more skein left from my old No, I have a few more skeins. Never mind. But I will continue to match it with other stuff, and even with this subscription box, I'll have to. But knowing that I have 3 skeins of it and will actually be able to make a project made me think like, yeah, I could start this again. So here it is. This is the Orly shawl. It's not that big yet. I don't know how big it'll get because I have 3 skeins of 50-gram balls of this lace weight yarn. But if I wear it like this, I'm confident it'll be fine. I'll have enough because it's already going around my neck. So this is the Witching Hour yarn from Darn Good Yarn, and I was right here. See that stitch marker when I showed it to you last? And this is how much I've done since. I have used up 1.5 skeins of yarn. This is why I'm like, it's not going to be that big. Maybe I should have done a corner, not a corner, like a asymmetrical shawl instead with this yarn, so that I would have more, you know, it just would have gone further than if I do a triangle, because a triangle you have to go through the whole triangle, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, on the camera you really notice where the skein changes. You really notice where the skein changes. I think it looks kind of cool. You could tell. If you could tell, comment down below. Okay, that sounds weird. But yeah, you could really tell on camera where this color changes. But anyways, I'm still liking it. I love this texture. The texture this shawl is making is beautiful. I can't tell you much about the pattern because it's a paid for pattern, but it is beautiful. It's a 1-row repeat. That's all I can say, really. It is a beautiful texture that it's making. And I think it works perfectly with this variegated yarn. Although maybe with a solid color it would look really good too. I'll have to try it one day. But this is what I have. I am not... This is how much I have left of my second skein of yarn. And then, of course, I have the third skein. Well, they were hanks. I've kicked them up. And then I have the third one. But this one, it's fun to work on. It's nice. It's the one where, you know, after work, where I just don't want to think. This is the one I'm reaching for. Not that one, because that one's just the kaleidoscope top. It's just too much. too much. With the counting and the yarn. It's too much. But this is the one I've been reaching for when I come home from work and I just want to relax a little bit. And yeah, it's almost done. It's probably not going to be done by the time I show you next time. I have no idea, but I'm liking it. I am not buying any yarns because the yarns I have need some love. And I keep thinking, ooh, I should make this. And ooh, I should make that with this yarn. But it's sort of like, finish what you have first. Finish what you have. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you are my hexies. So my hexies are, I'm not at home, but I still want to crochet because I'm waiting or I'm sitting on the bus project. I haven't gotten much. There should be one more. Here it is. This is how much I have gotten done. This is what the hexies look like. I am using Cinnamon Stitches tutorial. I think I might have changed it. I probably haven't, but I might have changed, like tweaked it just a little. But this is what I've made. Like I said, I'm working with my oldest yarn that I have, which is Shepia's Katona. Most of this yarn I have used before, but now I'm getting into new skeins. I use them on dolls, but you know, you only need a little bit of yarn now when you're working with those small projects. And so I have a lot of it left over and I wanted to use it. Am I going to use up all my Shepias? No, because this is specifically for my oldest yarn. So once I finish my Shepias, although I couldn't bring myself to use my skin tones. I mean, I'm going to use the light skin tone, but the dark skin tone is my favorite and I can't seem to bring myself to use that. So I might just leave it. I don't know. I might use it in this or not, but I feel like it's just such a waste of beautiful doll color. Plus, Linda, just a crochet sister, gifted me a bunch of Shepias that she had in pinks and browns, and one of those are those browns. So maybe I'll make a project with just those colors. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some in here. I don't know. I'll see. But anyways, once I finish all the Shepias, I intend to use my Darn Good Yarn I bought that cotton advent calendar once, which I probably paid too much for it because people got it for $10 later. But I have all those little bits of yarn, and I probably will put that into this, and then I'll reach into my older Hobie 84, because I have been ordering from Hobie for a while. Like, I don't know if it's from the beginning, but from as soon as I learned about it, which was years and years and years ago. So I have some really old why do I keep wanting to say Hobby? I have some very old Hobie 84 cottons that I probably want to put in there, just because I've had those yarns for a while and they need some love. They don't want to sit there being unloved. Oh, they don't. And so I'll probably be putting some of the Hobie in there. I don't know how big this blanket's going to be. I'm just not thinking of the finished product at this particular time. I am just making hexies, and I'm not worrying about how big it'll be, how the colors should lay, or anything like that at the moment. I am just making those hexies, and I make them almost exclusively when I am not home. So when I'm not home, when I'm you know, if I get a seat on the bus or the train, I'll be working on them then. I think the last one I showed you, the blue one I worked up when I took my kid to the dentist, and while I was waiting for the dentist to get done, things like that. Waiting rooms, when I went, you know, things where I have a little bit of time, I'm adding, you know, a little bit to it. It's not a whole row. So, oh no, it's not a whole hexie ones, but they're really small, so they work up fast. And what I like about working on it when you're outside is that the skeins are tiny, so you don't have to carry too much, and when you have to cut the yarn, it's a tiny project, so you don't have this long piece as you know, like sometimes the bus stop just, you know, you weren't paying enough attention. It's like, oh, it's there, and you just grab it and grab the project and go, and it's not so long that you can't do that. That's what I'm liking about this, and yeah, hopefully it'll make a nice blanket. I really hope it does. But for now, all I'm concentrating on with this project is the hexies. I will continue to show off any hexies that I finish during the week, but don't expect to see a finished blanket anytime soon. But let me show you how much I have done so far. I mean, it still fits in the Amelia Joy bag, but let me show you. I kind of have them in order because I piled them up. It's kind of in order of when I started making it, for the most part. But this is how much I have done. None of the ends are weaved in again. I will hate myself at one point. But for now, it's not weaved in. I'm not carrying a needle with me when I'm on the bus. And generally, as soon as I come home, I just put it in the bag. But this is how much I have done. It's a lot. I don't know. It might be enough to start thinking about it attaching, but I'm not going to. I do have a Hobie white already, A4, and I think it's the same. Like, I used up the white from the Shipias. But I'm going to probably attach them together with the white yarn from Hobie, and I'll just order more if I need to. I will need to because I only have one skein of it. But I'm not going to use up my Hobie 84 white because I'll save that for joining. But here it is so far. This is what I got. It's going to be a colorful blanket. I always bought lots of colors, and I am actually really happy that this yarn is finally getting some love because it deserves it. It is beautiful yarn, and it deserves to get some love, not to sit there, just sit there forever. It needs some love, and I'm glad it's getting it. But anyways, that's what I've been up to. I haven't made anything else. Yesterday I didn't crochet. Can you imagine that? I just didn't feel like it. That doesn't happen very often. But yesterday I just read. I wanted to read. So that's what I did. No crocheting. I know. Actually, I did crochet. I take that back. I worked a little bit. I love this bag. I love sit spreads. I did work a little bit on the shawl. Like maybe half a row. At some point. I forget what I was doing. I did work half a row at some point. But for the most part, I didn't But you know what? It's okay to take those days off. So I was just about to clean up and I realized I forgot to show you something. I got this package in the mail. It is Happy Mail that I won. I went to Dana Wonderlust Crochet's live and I won some stuff. And this is the first one that came. This is from My Precious Yarnery and it is stitch markers. I'm not going to read you the card because, you know, I don't do that. Cards are between me and the person who sent it to me, but here it is. I won these two beautiful, whoop, turn around. They don't want to show their fronts. Okay, I'll just hold it. This is beautiful butterfly stitch markers from My Precious Yarnery. Let's see if I slowly let it go. Will it turn? There it is. Oh, it goes with my clothes today. But anyways, I just thought I'd pop it and show that. I forgot to. I had it right next to me, and as soon as I finished my video, I realized it. So I'm going to pop it in somewhere in the middle. Anyways, I'll talk to you, well, continue on with the video. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe.